Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Metropolis Radio, and today I was actually going to take a break from making videos, but then I came across this article from comicbook.com, and I could not pass up on this. And that is Batgirl director says they tried to salvage film from HBO Max. Now, I know you probably clicked on this due to the title, but let's actually get into this article here. Over the past couple of weeks, projects have been shelved left and right at Warner Brothers Discovery as new CEO David Zaslav reorganizes the business after a massive corporate merger. One of the earliest casualties of the fusion was Batgirl, the Leslie Grace starring feature set to bring Barbara Gordon to live action, even after it was canceled, reportedly all because Zaslav and company are seeking out tax write-offs. I am going to correct the article right here. They are not seeking a tax write-off, they are seeking a tax write-down. And there is a massive difference, which we will circle back to a little later on. And I do apologize, I'm going to mispronounce these names. Filmmakers Bilall, Fallah, and Adil Arbi, they're actually the same directors who did Bad Boys for Life, which is the best Bad Boys sequel, by the way. Bad Boys 2 absolutely sucked. And it only sucked because of the last 30 minutes. It did not, the movie did not need to go into Cuba. I'm just going to leave it at that. But anyway, I do apologize for mispronouncing the name. So I'm just going to refer to Bilall and Adil as the filmmakers behind Bad Boys for Life. So the filmmakers behind Bad Boys for Life and obviously Batgirl tried to salvage what they could from the HBO Max servers, even if it meant filming clips stored on a computer with their cell phones. Quote, "No, we have nothing. Adil called and told me, go ahead, shoot everything on your phone. I went to the server, everything was gone. We're like, fucking shit." And that's an actual quote, not me adding anything. We did not even keep the scenes with Batman in it, Fallah said in a recent TikTok interview translated by The Direct. Quote, "The guys from Warner Bros. Told us it was not a talent problem on our part or the actress Leslie Grace or even the quality of the movie," he added. "We were right in the middle of editing. There was a lot of work to get done, so it was not like the movie was finished. Warner Bros. Told us the cancellation was a strategic change, a shifting in management so they could save some bucks." While Warner Bros. Has remained relatively silent regarding the recent cancellations, the studio released a statement regarding Batgirl. According to the outfit, it was shelved because of a quote-unquote strategic shift. Quote, "The decision to not release Batgirl reflects our leadership strategic shift as it relates to the DC Universe and HBO Max," said a Warner Brothers spokesperson in a statement. "Leslie Grace is an incredibly talented actor, and this decision is not a reflection of her performance. We are incredibly grateful to the filmmakers of Batgirl and Scoob Holiday Haunt and their respective casts, and we hope to collaborate with everyone again in the near future." Probably not after this all got publicized. Batgirl was directed by Fallah and Arbi with a script written by Christina Hodson, which I know a lot of people really liked the Bumblebee movie that she had written. So I know some people that were really looking forward to Batgirl as a result of this. The film would have starred Grace as Barbara Gordon / Batgirl, with J.K. Simmons reprising his role as Commissioner James Gordon, and Michael Keaton reprising his role as Bruce Wayne / Batman. Also joining the cast was Brendan Fraser as Firefly, which ironically is not Brendan Fraser's only role in the DC universe. He's also on a Doom Patrol. I forgot the character that he plays. I do apologize. I know some of the DC Comics characters, like I know who Batgirl is obviously, but I am not that familiar with the Doom Patrol, so I'm gonna move on before I make myself look like an idiot. Ivory Aquino as Alicia Yeoh, and Jacob Scipio, Rebecca Front, Corey Johnson, and Ethan Kai cast in currently unknown roles. So I said we were going to circle back to this because they're saying that even after it was canceled, referring to Batgirl, reportedly all because Zaslav and company are seeking tax write-offs. Again, it's not a tax write-off, it's a write-down. And now, what's the difference between a tax write-off and a write-down? I'm pulling this from Investopedia. But this is basically here's what a write-down is. I'm going to read this word for word. A write-down is an accounting term for the reduction in the book value of an asset when its fair market value, FMV, has fallen below the carrying book value and thus becomes an impaired asset. The amount to be written down is the difference between the book value of the asset and the amount of cash that the business can obtain by disposing of it in the most optimal manner. So here are the key takeaways. A write-down is necessary if the fair market value of an asset is less than the carrying value currently on the books. Second one, the income statement will include an impairment loss, reducing net income. Number 3, on the balance sheet, the value of the asset is reduced by the difference between the book value and the amount of cash the business could obtain by disposing of it in the most optimal manner. 4, an impairment cannot be deducted on taxes until the asset is sold or disposed. 5th and final, if an asset is being quote-unquote held for sale, the write-down will also need to include the expected costs of the sale. So I know a lot of like corporate legal accounting speak, but basically this is basically why Warner Brothers Discovery had to delete Batgirl, is because of the 4th one right here. An impairment cannot be deducted on taxes until the asset is sold or disposed. So Warner Bros. Discovery had one of 2 choices. They either had to sell Batgirl to another company, or they had to completely get rid of it. And if they sold Batgirl to another company, they probably would not have gotten the full write down that they were expecting. So they decided to get rid of it. Now a legitimate release of this movie is completely off the table. Otherwise, they don't get the tax write down. So here's my speculation when it comes to the Batgirl movie. I've always said that this movie will probably leak out on torrent sites, and I still maintain that, because the Hollywood Reporter reported like 2 or 3 weeks ago when the news initially broke that Batgirl was canceled at HBO Max, that insiders at DC were not happy about the decision. So what I'm speculating happened is a few people at DC probably saved whatever was done on the movie before it was taken off of the HBO Max servers. And what we're probably gonna see now, I don't know if bootleg DVDs and Blu-rays are still really popular at fan conventions, but what we're probably gonna see is a work print of some sort of the Batgirl movie released within a couple of years on various torrent sites. BitTorrent and uTorrent are not torrent sites, by the way. They're just torrent clients that are used to download the torrents. Anyway, I don't want to get into it, but still, my speculation is that insiders at DC probably saved some sort of work print of the Batgirl movie. It's gonna get released through torrent sites, and that's how we're gonna see it, because this is now honestly reminding me of what happened with Roger Corman's Fantasticfour movie. Allegedly, it was made as a rights retainer, and Stan Lee famously came out and disowned the movie and disowned Roger Corman's Fantasticfour completely, and all copies of that movie were ordered to be destroyed. But some people saved copies, and they were able to reproduce them on bootleg VHS. Keep in mind, this was the early 90s. I think this was, when did it come out? Was it like 92 or 93 when Roger Corman's Fantasticfour came out? But still, it was salvaged through, bootleg VHSs and then later bootleg DVDs, and then later through torrent sites is the only way that we could see Roger Corman's Fantasticfour, and that's become a quote-unquote modern cult classic, the Fantasticfour movie that never released. So guys, let me know what you think about the Batgirl movie. Were Warner Brothers Discovery justified in canceling Batgirl? I don't know how they were able to, how they were able to get a write-down when, the write-down is, it's an accounting term for the reduction in the book value of an asset when its fair market value has fallen below the carrying book value. How did they determine what the fair market value for Batgirl was, since that was going to release to HBO Max? That's the only thing that perplexes me. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it right here before I drag this video out way longer than it needs to be, and I probably have already done that. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think about Batgirl. Are you hoping that it releases through torrent sites, or are you thinking good fucking riddance that they got rid of this? So again, I'm going to go ahead. I am going to truly end it right here. If you stuck around this long, thanks so much for doing so. And if you've been following me long enough, you know I'm terrible at ending these videos. So I'll just see you guys next time.